Well, as I sit here and enjoy the nice, wet, rainy weekend, waiting for packages so I can rebuild this computer that I'm actually making this video on to upgrade it so I can actually run Windows 11. But the processor is more than powerful enough to run Windows 11. I hate when companies force people to spend money that's not necessary. Of course, they let you keep Windows 10 with support at a cost. But when a product is capable of handling the load of, say, Windows 11, why not let it just continue running Windows? I just don't understand why so many people out there is going to have to be forced to buy a new computer. Now, in laptops, usually you have to buy a new laptop unless you have the luck of changing parts, memory or processor or whatever, which is more difficult in a laptop than it is in a desktop. For me, all I need to do is change the motherboard so I can change the processor, which I have to change the memory too because the memory I have on this motherboard is not compatible with the board that I'm going to run. It will work, but it will run at a slower speed. So since I'm upgrading the processor to something faster than what I have, might as well upgrade the memory as well. I mean, this thing is quite old. I had this thing since Windows, I think it had the first operating system on it was Windows 8, 8.1 or something like that. I think I changed it out when I went from Windows 7 to Windows 8. And I've had it ever since, and it's been working great ever since. Never had any issues with it. I just hate companies that force people to spend money when it's not necessary. And it's all over YouTube where people show the specs of what Windows 11 needs, and they show that their processor and everything else is capable actually running them um, them specs that meets Windows 11. But it is what it is. But I feel sorry for these companies that's got multiple, I mean, like 20 or 30 some computers that is not compatible, that they brought in bulk for their business, and now they're going to have to do it again. Just another business expense. But what I really want to talk about in this video is so many people I've seen out there that try to get everything done basically overnight in their life. Have the best house, the best car, the best job, the best family, biggest house, whatever it may be. They want instant gratification. They think they can go to school, go to college, get out of college, and in a year or two have it all. People are not willing to put in the work over years to build things from ground up. They almost want it handed to them. Some people do want it handed to them and not work for it. People are not willing to take time instead of trying to build it in just a year or two. They're not willing to put in the years to make it actually worth what it should be. And that can be in building relationships, getting a house, getting their dream car, getting their dream job, even wanting to travel in certain places. They think they can just do it, right out of the gate where they want to live. I mean, there's people that are willing to take the time and enjoy the journey of building something. I've seen so many out there that they want to get with someone as in a relationship, but they want that person already got everything done. A nice job, six-figure job, in good health, big house, nice car or two. They're not willing to get together in a relationship and actually build something together. They try to take the easy way out. They wanted it handed to them. They think they can get with somebody, get married to somebody, and have it all. Not how it works. You get together and build things together. And then I see other people that are willing to do whatever it takes to get what their desires are. They want a great big home. They want a nice car. They want to live in a great city on a nice hill and a nice home. I have seen people willing to give up everything and live in their van, live in their car, live in an RV, and travel. That's something that they wanted to do, is travel, and they're willing to give everything up and live in their van, their car, their RV, and have a remote home. I've seen some that give up even their car and travel and do seasonal work. Just travel different places, find where there's a job for the next 3 months and go work at that job for 3 months and live in that town and enjoy life there. And then when that's all said and done, job is no more. They find another place, live another 3, 6 months, sometimes a year, get paid to travel, take public transportation around. Uber makes it so much easier now. They didn't want to wait so they can actually travel. They found a way to make it happen sooner. But you have to give up things to make it happen that way. So many people out there are playing checkers when they should be playing chess. They try to make everything happen overnight. They don't realize it takes time to get things that they want in life. They're not willing to build things and take the sacrifices that they have to get where they want to be. And that includes myself. For years, I wanted to travel. And every now and then, I got things lined up, and nothing was preventing me from traveling. But when things got in a way, I figured out a way to get them things out of my way so I can get back to what I was wanting to do. That's why I've been camping, and I'm going to be camping on Halloween. When all the kids are out trick-or-treating, going door to door, I'll be out in nature in a tent, drinking coffee. Life is so life gives us so many different opportunities now to accomplish our goals that we want in our lives as what it used to be, what, 20 years ago. Back then you go to elementary school, you go to mid school, go to high school, go to college, which that's what everybody said you had to do, is go to college. You got to get your degree. No, not necessary. I have seen people get out of high school and all they do is gig work, and they're making a great living. I've seen people have a 9 to 5 job for 5, 10, 15 years, and then they pick up gig work, and then after a year or two, they making more doing the gig work than they are their full-time job. To the point where they actually quit their 9 to 5, and that way they can actually double down on gig work. And after about a year, they're making more just doing gig work than they were doing the W-2 and gig work together. So they can reach their goals sooner than they actually plan to. The instant gratification so many people try to do is getting them nowhere. Where's the enjoyment of the journey to build something that you could be proud of when you actually accomplish it? That's about like in a race. It say it's a 5 mile race. What's the enjoyment if you get a quarter mile from the finish line, and the race starts and you run to the finish line and you win? You missed the whole journey of the 4.75 of of the race. Nothing to celebrate. You're trying to get something without putting any effort in it. You're cheating yourself. But I see it all the time. People think they're going to make 6 figures right out of college or and all, but I think it's less than 30% of people that actually get a degree actually go and get a job in the field that they actually got a degree in. Then I've seen people that don't even go to college that within 10 years, not only they got their dream, they actually run their own business. Now that's a dream of having your own business. It takes a lot of work, but after you get it up and running, it's very sweet to have. It gives you a lot of freedom. You have a lot of responsibilities, but you don't have that boss always breathing down your neck and clock in and clock out. So many plays checkers, and they need to learn how to play chess. Have strategies, be patient, just get out there and rise and grind, as I stick by all the times. Rise and grind. I've seen so many people also, they get enough money to pay their bills and then they kind of slack off. That's when you need to double down to get ahead of things so you can rest and take time off for yourself. Work and work and work, and then just take the whole weekend off. Tell people, say, no, I'm not working this weekend. I don't need to. I'm going to take some me time. When you play chess, that's a reality of what you can do. When you play chess, you're playing nothing but catch up. But the opportunities that are out there for people to make their life so much easier and not seeing them taking the advantage of them opportunities is just real. It kind of saddens me to see people that complain about their life of not going anywhere, but not willing to do anything different to make it change. I just don't understand their strategy or their way of thinking. If something's not working and you got an opportunity to do something to make it actually work, why not do it? I think they got a word for that: laziness. They want to be pampered, they want everything given to them. They're not willing to work for it. I've talked to people and helped people that their life, it's just all in shambles. They need a new car, they couldn't afford it. And I showed them different things they can do that would turn that around and they can buy a car. Of course, it's going to take them a year or so to be able to get it really moving and get it in gear and make that a reality. And 4 or 5 years later, they have purchased 2 or 3 cars on their own because they went out there and actually worked for it. They played chess. Their bills are getting paid. They they used to say, well, I got this bill and I don't know how I'm going to get this paid. I just don't have the money. I don't see how. They still say them things like that, but nowhere near as often. That bad habit that they had still comes back every now and then. They they will say, like on a Thursday or Friday, oh, I got this big bill I got to pay and I don't see how to do it. And then comes Monday, after they buckle down like they should and play chess, sometime on Monday they paid that bill. Everybody can do it. But I've seen these people, they rely on the government for, God, some 10 plus years and not willing to go out there and get a job. They think it's the taxpayers' responsibility to take care of them because they got 6, 7 kids. Well, if you couldn't afford 1 or 2, why do you have 6? I just don't understand why. Yeah, everybody has the right to have kids, but you should be able to afford them. It's like buying a car. Why buy a car if you can't afford it? It makes no sense. It's just like myself. I used to play checkers in my earlier years when I got out of high school. And I quickly realized that that's not going to work. So I buckled down and opened up my own business and worked, 12 to 16 hours a day, 6 days a week. And I'm glad I did, because here I sit when other people, many people, are complaining that there's a big inflation of food and gas, and which gas I've seen in my area has been dropping. It's been under $3 for quite some time now. People complaining that food is, outrageous in prices. Yes, it's gone up. But I have played chess long enough that when a move is being made that way, I'll be okay. I got myself in a position now on the board that I have been playing for decades now, that I am set financially to the point where if I had no money, that all I have to do is go out there and do a little bit of gig work, maybe 30 hours, maybe say 4 days a week, and 10 hours a day, maybe 30 to 40 hours, and that's it, of gig work, just delivering food. And I'll be able to pay all my bills that I have. I don't need a lot of luxury stuff. Yeah, I can buy a big house. I've had it. Whoopee. Until you had one, you don't realize the maintenance there is in a big house. I don't care if it's a brand new one. There's going to be maintenance on even a brand new house. But some people want a big house. That's fine and dandy, but are they willing to play chess and stop playing checkers to actually make that happen? Instead of stringing themselves so thin that you can see through it? Most people don't. So why should I make myself have to work more just because I want to buy more? That is not going to make my life any better. If I could, I would live in I can live in a tent all the time and I'd be happy and just travel. I don't need big luxury car, big luxury house and stuff, fancy suits and all. Give me some shorts and a t-shirt and I'll be happy. But can I buy that big car, big house? Absolutely. I'm financially to the point where I can do that. That that was I did that when I retired at 45. I can buy a big house, but I didn't want it. It's just the little things like that you can buy. If you buy a house, it will keep you occupied of maintenance. And that's just like the internet. Yeah, it's a hobby, but it's occupying my time where I have to learn to say no to people so I can still have my free time. Things I have to do. I have to play chess, not checkers. If I played checkers, I would never be able to get anything done. I always do for everybody else. So don't let yourself continue down the path that you're doing by playing checkers. Look at the stuff that you're trying to achieve. Are you trying to do it overnight? Or are you willing to put things in place that somewhere down the line is going to make it happen? If you're at a job and it's not going anywhere, you're not getting raises, you're just chasing money, and you're not chasing your dreams, go get another job. If you're paying $500-600 on a payment on a car, go trade it in for something else that you can have a $200 or $300 payment on. Both of them will get you from point A to point B. One just costs more to get you there, in fuel and payments and insurance. Don't try to get everything at once. Life is short. Nobody knows what their expiration date is. So why not enjoy building something that you can be proud of, not stress over by buying it before it's time. But hey, that's just my thought. But you see where it got me. I'm sitting here just making videos, enjoying my coffee. And I've already made plans for the next trip on Halloween. I got a little bit of internet stuff to do. Got it all in one sheet. And tomorrow I'll be calling some phone numbers. Some of them are installed. Some I got to change out equipment. Some says they're not getting the speed that they want. Their TV network error, which is most likely not going to be any of my equipment, because I can see their telephone, their cell phone, and some other devices connected, and it's working fine. But their TV has a TV network error, is what they said. At least the picture they sent me. But I won't know until I actually go over there and actually check it. But from the information I see that the router is actually doing, means the Wi-Fi works, because if it didn't, if it was a network, 100% network, my network, means nothing would connect. That's not the case. And I've had people say, well, I've been here for 2 weeks and I haven't had internet. That's because I've been enjoying my trip, my camping. I got to have a life too. But I kindly tell them, this is a hobby, this is not a business. So, and then they understand. Of course, I know they want to get there and they're going to want internet and everything. But I just can't do it, because I got to have a life. I got to play chess, not checkers. I'm waiting for equipment to come in. I got like 20 air cubes coming in. I think today I got the motherboard coming in today. So I get to take this big old beast over here, take it apart and replace the motherboard and processor in the memory, and plug it all back in, and hopefully it boots up, and put in all the drivers that comes with the motherboard and get all that done. And after all the updates on it is done, then I'm going to kindly go over there and tell it to check and see if it's Windows 11 compatibility. And if it does, then I'm going to let it upgrade. Right after I do a full all my hard drives in it, backup to my server. So if anything goes wrong, I can take the image and put it right back on the hard drive, and I'll be right back where I am right now. I got a program that makes a copy of the whole hard drive as a ISO. Then all I got to do is take that ISO and burn it onto a DVD, put it in, and it will put it all back as it is right now. But that's all I really want to get across in this video, is stop playing chess and stop playing checkers and play chess. Stop trying to get everything done overnight. And stop doing things that cost you money. What's the purpose of going out there and working 2 or 3 days, and then you do something that pretty much eats all that money up? I mean, just little simple things. Get in a rush and you get a speeding ticket. That's 200 or 300 bucks, and even more if you get an attorney to go present you in court. So what's the purpose of going out there and playing chess if you are not playing it safe? Just little things like that. It's just, I hate seeing people just waste their time in their life, but at the same time they keep complaining that they're not going anywhere. They want this. They want a good relationship. They want to be in a nice house and want to have a nice family and go on trips and everything. But they out there just screwing it all up. Nothing you can do. I mean, you can tell them, you can show them. It's like the old saying that my daddy used to say: you can take a horse and walk him and lead him to the water, but by golly, you cannot make him drink that water. No matter what. If a horse don't want to drink that water, it will not drink it. Stop playing checkers and learn how to play chess. If not, you just on a merry-go-round and you just repeating yourself. And someday, on that merry-go-round, the power will be cut off. And where are you going to be left at? Something to think about. Make something of your life.